Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? It's your boy Yellow the Poor, and today I'm here with Mr. Eric McHugh. He's the president of ShopX Labs and Chief Growth Officer of Data. This is definitely a beautiful opportunity. We got a chance to speak a little bit before now. And Eric, I am definitely happy to have you here. Welcome to YTP Entertainment. Let's get it. Tell us all these many hats that you're wearing. This is awesome.
Sure. Nice to meet everyone. I'm really blessed to be here, and I just had a really fun intro, like off script intro with a Yellow. It was fun. He's a good. I can tell he's a good dude just based on that. So
Thanks, man.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for having me. I'm Eric. I'm 30 years old. I'm very fortunate to be living in beautiful Southern California. I guess my main hobbies right now are chess, Muay Thai. I'm an avid reader, anything under the sun. And I just took up meditation and just got back from a 10-day meditation retreat in Joshua Tree in Noble Silence. So if that hits a chord, that's an experience I recommend to everyone. It's transformative. It was beautiful. It was just a great experience. So definitely want to check that out. I went to school at the University of California, Irvine. During that time, I interned in Washington or Barcelona as a project manager, Washington, D.C. as a government affairs consulting intern, and I helped my brother at Carnegie Mellon do some dark matter research, which was pretty interesting. My first job out of college was at Snapchat or Snap Inc. And we helped craft their ad algorithm. There are two main reasons I chose that. The first was the location. If you don't know, it's located on Venice Beach, and they didn't have like one campus, so they didn't have one big building. They bought a bunch of different little houses. So you'd go around and work at different houses with different groups of people. So I thought that was interesting.
Right.
The second reason I chose that was like a month before their IPO. So I just want to see what that was like.
Mhm.
After my time there, learned a lot, got a consulting job just because I thought it sounded fancy. So it was for bankruptcy consulting. So let's say a Fortune 500 company, they go bankrupt. There's a lot of debt that has to be moved around. Consultants work with the courts, the lawyers to get that all settled. So at that time, I was really getting into cryptocurrency. It was 2016. I was researching Bitcoin and everything about it. I had a group of friends who we'd send like we had a text group where it's like we'd send each other materials, podcasts, everything to listen to. Like one of my friends, they ended up at Kraken and Coinbase. Like they'd send like, oh, I just bought $200 worth of Bitcoin. Then someone like, well, I can't I have to beat that. And something like 220. So it was we call like a sat off. So at that time, really going to the Bitcoin ethos,
Mhm.
it didn't really align with what I was doing at the consultant firm. And the reason is, as a consultant, my incentive was to bill out hours to the client and then the firm would get paid, therefore paying me. So I was taking, like, for example, I would check stuff 2, 3 times when really you just need to check once, because as long as I was billing out to the client, everyone's happy. And specifically with bankruptcy consulting, there's tiers of creditors, meaning let's say major companies goes bankrupt, tier one gets paid first, tier two gets paid second, tier three, tier four gets the leftovers. And I'm sure you can assume where me or you or just like the average person lands on that tiered system.
Right.
And to quote Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. So the mom and pops are getting paid last. So often in bankruptcy, like a bankruptcy court, like the mom and pops would get like for example, if I were filing a claim, I would get paid last. If you're filing a claim, you'd most likely get paid last. You get paid pennies on the dollar, which doesn't really align with the ethos of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which I view as a way to not promote rent-seeking behavior. Rent-seeking is essentially just people sitting in the middle extracting value from a system, and I'm sure we could think of any of numerous cases right now. Yeah, so that didn't align with the Bitcoin ethos. I waited for my bonus, quit that job without a plan. I knew I was really going to work in crypto. Before it was called Web3, we just called it crypto. So I started going to local meetups in the local area, like in Long Beach specifically. That's where I would go. I met the original ShopX team there. ShopX has been around for a while. We've also launched a spin-off SaaS platform called CartRev or Pollinate at different names. What that did is it replaced affiliate codes for e-commerce brands. So if you're on Shopify, if you're on Shopify, You can add your products to our database, and then any user could sell any one of anyone's brand's products to any of their friends through one singular link. So hypothetically, let's say I like this Nike shoe, Reebok shirt, Adidas hat. I could put all three in one link, and then you be my friend. Okay, I kind of want to support Eric. I actually do like these products. I like the discount. You could purchase all three of those within 4 clicks within the app. You get the product with a discount, so you're happy. I would get the commission, so I'm happy. The brand will get the sale, so obviously they're happy because brands do love sales.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that lasted for a while. It was a great learning experience, which all circles back to ShopX, which is I want you to think of the Google or Apple of Web3. Long term, we're going to be a suite of products and we're live on WooCommerce and Shopify right now. Long term, we're going to be a suite of products for any brand to download an app and then interact and get Web3 benefits. Right now, we have 2 products live. The first is ReserveX, which is a NFT-powered loyalty program. So if you're a brand, you're on Shopify, you download the app, and then you can launch your own NFT collection within less than 5 minutes directly within Shopify. And it's so simple, like my grandma could do it. Like we did during QA, she was able to actually do it. It's just so rather than like hire a Web3 developer, create your own smart contract, get graphics ready, you just fill out a simple form within Shopify. You then have an NFT collection where you can add e-commerce benefits to those NFTs. So hypothetically, let's say Nike, they create a gold, silver, bronze style tiered system. The customers who purchase the Nike Gold Pass get whatever e-commerce benefits the brand, in this case Nike, decides. So if you're a gold holder gets early access to products, they get autographed merch. Because you have the pass, you get access to those products.
Is there like sponsorship?
What's up?
Is that like sponsorship, like where if someone is sponsoring you, you actually get access to those products?
More or less, it's a way for the NFTs are a way to create a direct funnel between a creator and a consumer. So let's say hypothetically, like LeBron James, just because I'm a Laker fan, he launches an NFT pass. I'm a fan. I purchase the pass, and then whatever benefits LeBron wants to give me or give to my NFT, he's able to do so. If he wants to airdrop me autographed merch, because I have the pass, I get access to that. If he has like an in real life event type of thing and I want to meet him, you can do that with the NFT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
It's a cool concept. But yeah, so the way this ties in with our second product, which is SquadX, that's the first ever blockchain-based ambassador program. So just how Twitter pays its creators from ad revenue, we pay our community for helping our ecosystem grow from ReserveX revenue. So we're the ReserveX, let's say hypothetically Nike, they launched their gold tier pass they sell one pass for $100 just to simplify it. They, as the brand, have control over where 95% of the revenue goes. So if they're working with like an agency, they can program them in. If they're working with like LeBron, they can program him in. So whenever one of his passes sell, they get their cut. LeBron gets his cut. Everyone's happy. ShopX earns its revenue from that extra 5%, and half of that we give back to our community in the form of Ethereum. So on that one pass for $100, Nike gets control of 95, whatever they want to do that they totally can. ShopX earns 5%. We keep 2.5, and we share the rest. We give the rest to our SquadX community. And the logic behind this is it's better to give and receive, and it creates an upward spiral for everyone. Meaning, as ShopX gets more and more brands, gets more and more business, our community gets paid more and more Ethereum, so they're happy. They're posting, they're doing a bunch of stuff because like they're getting paid, so they're obviously like, this is pretty sweet. And then that posting creates more attention around ShopX, thus getting more and more brands, creating like an upward spiral for pretty much everyone. So that's the ShopX portion. I'm also, and just so your listeners know, I honestly just kind of follow my genuine curiosity, and if it turns into a company, great. So that's how my ethos behind ShopX is, I want to live a nice, peaceful life. That's my goal. And I think based on our previous conversation, we kind of want the same thing based on that armchair talk. I find that difficult to do if I view the money system as corrupt and stealing from everyone every second of every day and funding God knows. I think, that's a whole another rabbit hole. Funding God knows what. I view Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as the solution to that. So that's what drew me first to like gold and silver, then to crypto as the next iteration of that. And then, so rather than onboard my mom, my grandma, to Bitcoin at Thanksgiving over like years. If I can leverage ShopX properly, like let's say hypothetically ShopX does sign like a Nike, and we are working like we're working like a bunch of brands, like including Fox TV. They then have incentive to create NFTs or Web3 technology with incentives for their users to join. So that's a 0 to 1 moment for a lot of people. So if Nike were to launch a gold tier pass, they sell 1 million passes because the user actually wants the product. That's a lot of people mass onboarding into crypto by choice, which is important because you can't force anyone to do anything. People have to choose it, otherwise it sticks. And then from there, if those people choose to learn more about cryptocurrency and the ethos, they totally can, because now they have incentive to do so, which is important. They have some skin in the game. It's not just some arbitrary concept. They actually own it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
so
what's
that's my
the rate right now as far as the cryptocurrency, the one that you're involved in? What's the growth rate right now?
in terms of growth rate. So ShopX. So cool thing about ShopX is it's the first ever tokenized software license. So as a brand wanting to use our products and services, you have to have a certain amount of those tokenized software licenses. If you're just doing the plug and chug solution, it's a free app and there's a set amount. But if you want customized like dev work or really whatever, it's on a case by case, we do it's just a custom price. In terms of growth rate, I want to right now we're on live on from the brand perspective. Right now we're live on Shopify. We have over 600 merchants who download the app, and I want to say we're around 10% month over month, depending on which metric you look at in terms of app downloads. We're about to go live on WooCommerce. So for your listeners or those who may not know, Shopify and WooCommerce are, I would say, the 2 out of the big 4 e-commerce platforms. So Shopify, WooCommerce, Salesforce Commerce. So I would say BigCommerce is up there as well. We chose Shopify first because of the most market penetration. WooCommerce had second, so we're about to go live on their platform right now. Someone can use us on WooCommerce, and we have WooCommerce users, but it's not active on the App Store yet. I mean, they have to reach out individually. We send them a zip file, they go that way. But soon, within the month, we'll be fully live on the App Store, so that should accelerate growth. In terms of community members, so as a ShopX community member, you can tell how many individual wallets hold the tokenized shop. Since it's crypto, everything's transparent. So if listeners are interested to see how many community members we're getting, they can go on Etherscan, type in ShopX, and then you can see publicly verified, no one can edit, how many individual wallets hold the tokenized ShopX license. It's been a bear market, so we have over 9,000 wallet holders, and we've recently seen uptick in growth. So we're getting around 20 to 30 new wallet holders per week, which is good. And then for your listeners who don't know, crypto has been in a bear market for, I'm going to say, like a while, like 2-3 years. So that kind of stagnates. But as the bull market heats up and interest comes back, we do expect that number to go up as well.
Right. So is that where a lot of companies have actually been jumping in since they've been on this bear market trip for a while? Is that why a lot of companies jumping in and trying to make a difference where people are not struggling so hard with cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I would say the biggest issue for companies jumping in, and it's been a common conversation when we have with brands for the past like a year, it's like they're internally excited when they do want to go live, they'll use ShopX because we were talking to them first and we have the simplest solution. But because of overall negative crypto sentiment, their customers weren't excited. And to give you a live example, we were supposed to work with Impact Wrestling. They're like a WWE type wrestling fan. And the way they were going to structure their passes, they got the licenses, they created the graphics, they downloaded the app, they did the PR release, they did everything. And the way their passes were structured is pretty cool. It's like you buy a wrestler pass, you get autographed merch, you get specific merch, and you get to meet the wrestler in the token gated Discord section because you're a fan. They did their PR push, like post on socials, do all that normal stuff. And they got ratioed pretty hard from their customers saying, we don't want NFTs. What is this, a scam type of thing? And that was because of the overall market sentiment. So that happened right around the time like FTX just stole everyone's money. So everyone's like, overall the market sentiment was negative. But as that switches, we expect more and more brands to go because we're not a we're more of like a B to B to C platform, meaning we can sign all the brands in the world, like, but in the end, it's the brand's job to sell the passes to their customers. So like the brand can be excited, we can be excited, but if it's not something the customer wants, it's inevitably going to fail, as it should, because in the end, the customer is the most important thing.
Gotcha. Definitely. Yeah, because without customers, we in trouble.
Yes, sir.
Every business fails. You gotta have customers. You don't have no customers, hey, we tried.
You
Time
have
us-
to, you have to listen to them too. That's part two of the equation. You have to get them, but then you have to listen to them. because I think one of the powerful aspects about Reserve X is it really helps brands with their customer retention. Meaning in e-commerce, it's common for a brand to actually lose money on it's called customer acquisition costs. It's common for an e-commerce brand to actually spend more to get that customer than the profits they make from the first purchase.
Right.
So what they have to do is they have to retain the customer. They want their customer continuously shopping from them, because at that point they become profitable. And ReserveX really helps with that because of the ownership aspect. You as an NFT holder, you feel like you're part of the brand, therefore you're going to continuously shop. So we've seen an increase of customer retention by around like 5 times. So think of it like a timeshare. Like if I have a timeshare in Hawaii and you're visiting Hawaii, I'm like, yo, dude, you're gonna stay in my timeshare. It's the best timeshare ever. It's great. I own it. Come here. Everyone can go to Hawaii, stay there. Versus like, okay, if I don't own, it's like I just stay at whatever hotel. And the cool thing is, as a customer holding the NFT, it's my NFT. So if I want to sell it on the secondary market for whatever price I choose, I can totally do that. So hypothetically, let's say a smaller brand, they launched NFT pass, 20 years later, they become like the next Lululemon or Nike. That pass could theoretically go up in value. And while you did buy that pass for the e-commerce benefits that came with the pass, if in 20 years, like a mom pop shop becomes the next Nike, your pass, and should you choose to sell it, perhaps it will go up in value. So it's a way to share the success of the company with the customer versus like a board of shareholders or something like that. So that's just like another cool concept. And as a brand, since it's important, like I think I view brands as creators, like just like an artist or like a musician. I think the good brands, like I view them as artists as well. I mean, like if they're putting their heart and soul into products, it's no different than someone putting their heart and soul into sport, heart and soul into music, heart and soul into painting. So like they're creators as well. So as a brand, if I launch NFT Pass, I can program in royalties for myself too. So if I want to get 5% every time someone sells one of my passes on the secondary market, everything is all programmed into a smart contract. So it's just done automatically. I just sit back and then the money shows up in my cryptocurrency wallet.
Mm-hmm. So do you have to have insurance for the type of business that you're doing?
What do you mean by insurance?
Like, you know how like with brick and mortar company, most of the brick and mortar companies, they want to make sure that they have some type of insurance so that when they're looking at profit and loss, let's say for example, for your loss, you set the bar at maybe 20%. And that way, if you lose 20%, that 20% is insured and you can still reap some form of benefit as far as taxes or anything off of that loss, rather than with the crypto or online business. I'm not sure if you actually have to have insurance for your business or not, or if there's anything that would secure you in the event that you are starting to lose anything during the business. So I'm learning from you now, is there any sort of insurance for something like the type of business you're doing?
I'm sure there are companies that do offer cryptocurrency insurance. As a brand, when to use so right now we're just an app. So as a brand, when to use our products and services, all you would need to do is get the right amount of tokenized software licenses and download the app, then you can start using it. Given we're a free platform, once they start using us, like as the pass is mint, they get paid in Ethereum, so it just gets deposited in their wallet, and whatever they want to do after that, they totally can. So if they want to switch to USD, they can do that immediately. If they want to keep Ethereum, they can do that. But when you're using ShopX, since it's free, like let's say you download the app, you launch NFT Pass, it doesn't sell anything. It doesn't cost you any extra dollars just because ShopX earns our revenue at the point when you make a sale. So if you make a sale, we make a sale. But if you don't make a sale, we don't make a sale type of thing.
Exactly. And that goes back to when you were saying that it's more of a customer base, customer oriented type of business. And that's understandable. What made you all want to cater more to the customers? I understand that without customers, there's no business, but there some type of philosophy behind the reason why you all want to cater more to the customers?
Well, I mean, honestly, dude, customers are the most important thing from a technology standpoint. If any of your listeners are into crypto, there are two things that I felt has been holding back cryptocurrency from mass adoption. The first is just user experience. And I've been in crypto for a while, and God knows it's terrible. Like, for example, I'll be trying to send money somewhere, I'm trying to do a bridge. The money doesn't show up in my wallet. I have to refresh it. And I find out that I have to refresh. It's there, it's just not showing up. There's no like, who do I ask? And then I'm like searching Reddit for like a very specific issue. And it's because my MacBook is like the wrong version or something along those lines. So the usability has not been there. And if our end goal is crypto mass adoption, so for like it's easy for the brand side, but if it's not easy for the customers, they're just gonna be like, no, thank you, pass, and then it fails. So we've taken many steps to make that as easy as possible for a customer. So the product flow goes like a brand launches a smart contract, they get a URL, just like any URL the customer can get, then go and purchase the NFT. They see what products that come with the NFT. It's like, okay, I want this hat. Let me purchase that NFT. So you can purchase that NFT with any normal cryptocurrency or any normal cryptocurrency based on it. So if you have Ethereum, you have a wallet, you can purchase that. But we've also integrated with Crossman, so you can make a credit card purchase as well. So what happens on the back end for that is you're technically purchasing Ethereum with your credit card and it's going to the brand, but you just see a credit card purchase. And this actually came as a lesson in customer feedback from our first launch. So our first launch was with he's a cool dude. His name's Mickey. He runs a hypewear hat store in LA. And it's like a one of those like family type vibe companies where it's like he has cool hats, his customer base, they're local LA people. He has like a basketball hoop within the store. They shoot hoops. Like, so it's that type of like he's an LA man. So,
Okay.
so his biggest issue was he'd like create a new hat. There's limited supply. So bots would come up and soup up his inventory within like a second, like less than a second. So the customers like his like family can't buy the hat. And then from there, the bots would flip the hat for like 10 times the profit. So no one really wins in that situation. So he launched a gold, silver, bronze style pass where now his hat holders, they get like, let's say you bought this gold pass, it's called Pink Mocha. You have exclusive access into the Discord. It completely solved the botting issue for them. So now Pink Mocha holders get early access to all his products. They're happy. But what we learned from that drop was over 50% of the people who purchased Mickey's NFT pass were 100% brand new to crypto. I mean, they never had Ethereum before, they never had anything. It was a from square one type of thing for them. And the biggest issue for them was they would purchase Ethereum on Coinbase and then like, okay, great, I have Ethereum, what do I do with it? How do I send it off? And then you get hit with like the typical, oh, please wait 2 to 3 business days for us to complete the transaction. So like, WTF, mate, what am I supposed to do? So from there, we learned, okay, let's work with a credit card so they can make that purchase right away. And that solves the second issue I do. So the first thing preventing people from crypto mass adoption, I feel, is like usability of the products and services. Anyone being honest with you and will tell you that crypto is terrible at that. It's a great area of opportunity. The second reason is there's no incentive for like the average person to interact within crypto Web3 space. It's like, if the usability is bad, there's no reason to interact with it. Why would I go through the headache of that? But ShopX solves both those because we make it simple for the customer. Right. And based on an example, it's like, first of all, with that particular pass, you got to claim a cool custom hat. So like they're like, well, I want this hat, so I have to learn this technology, and so it's on our job to make it as simple as possible for them if they're trying to learn that technology. So the incentives are there. So like, okay, I kind of want the hat. Okay, this is kind of cool. Oh, nice. I continue to get benefits from owning this pass. And to go back to the community aspect, he has a specific Discord channel whereas community members have access to specific channels based on the pass holders. So he keeps a really customer service base. Like they get help with designs, they get like they're actually heard because there's OGs, so he's able to identify as OGs, and now he's just like it's identifying as super fans and creating a new relationship that way. Plus, he gets tons of word of mouth marketing. Like they feel like they're part of the brand. They're telling everyone about the hat. They're not going to any other hat stores, or because they are part of the brand. So it's cool.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. So you mentioned passes quite a bit. So are there different types of passes, and what are they?
So the reason I mentioned passes actually goes back to our earlier point of the whole cryptocurrency negative connotation for the past 3 years. For those new to crypto, for the past like 2 years, there's been a really negative connotation around NFTs and crypto for good reason too. Like, imagine me going to like a Web2, like a C-level Web2 brand executive who's like 50, doesn't know what NFTs are. Is like, well, aren't like 95% of NFTs scams? I'm like, well, yeah. Well, what good is like a $500,000 monkey? I'm like, well, it's not very good to you. So we've differentiated. It's really just a verbiage thing. So we've differentiated NFTs into NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. That's just normal NFTs, into ENFTs. ENFTs are NFTs with e-commerce values. So that's where the value comes from, the e-commerce benefits. And just to make things simpler, we just started. It's a habit of mine. We just started referring to our NFTs as NFT passes. So just so people get, it's a loyalty pass. And to answer your question, we're just a platform for the pass. So however the brand wants to deploy the pass, they totally can. So there's different ways a brand can do that. For example, they could do in the Mickey example, the pass gets them continuous benefits. So his pink mocha holders, they bought the pass for like, it's actually like around $1,000, which is kind of expensive, which is cool that people bought it. But so they get continuous benefits for holding the pass. So it's like a continuous sea of benefits. Or if you're a brand, you want to do a one-time drop, just to like, let's say you want to know exactly how many products to make, you can launch a collection of 500 passes, and those can just reserve 500 spots for one product, so you know how much product to make. And then it can be a one and done. So however you want to integrate the passes into your system, you can. And a cool story is, I think it's important to include the long tail, so the smaller shops. So we actually had I like dogs, but his name is Husky Jackson. So he's a famous dog on Instagram. He's a husky. If you like huskies, it's a husky channel. It's pretty great, not gonna lie. So he had a community, and then he launched his NFT pass prior to the release of his product. So this is cool because it showed that his community would actually purchase something from him, and then he used those funds, because like, let's say you are running a small mom and pop shop, you have a 9 to 5, like money's obviously not growing on trees anymore. It's like, yeah, well, for certain parties it is, which that's a whole other topic. But yeah, so he was able to launch that pass prior to the release of the product. So he knew people would buy the product because they actually bought the pass, and he had some funds. Like it wasn't like a life-changing money, but I mean, who's going to scoff at a couple thousand to launch your brand? So he's able to use that to launch his brand, and now his pass holders get continuous benefits. So it's like a Kickstarter type of thing, which was cool.
Right. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Definitely. I like that. Now, I'm kind of straying a little bit because we talked before we actually started airing, and you spoke on something that I am very heavy into. And you spoke on your 10-day retreat for the silence. Was it like meditation and things of that nature? I remember.
I
I am
love talking about this.
so curious about the retreat and what you
Oh,
get. Please enlighten us.
so speaking of the word enlightenment, so the technique is called Vipassana meditation, and it's the meditation technique that the Buddha used to reach enlightenment. So the structure and this whole structure, and again, I recommend everyone check it out. It's a free retreat, meaning like food, board, and everything is completely taken care of. You just sign up on the internet. There's locations all around the world. I know there's some in Chicago, so check it out. The structure of the retreat is it's in noble silence, meaning there's for 10 days, so 10 full days, you're meditating all day. You wake up at 4 a.m., meditate, you have your meal, meditate. There's no looking at people, there's no talking with people, and that's to keep it within your own head. And so 10 days, it's a specific technique. It's So what you do is it's focus on the sensations of your body. So for the first 3 days, you just close your eyes and just meditating, focus on the area within your nose and then once you focus on there enough, you start to feel different sensations in your nose just because you've had your attention there for so long.
Yeah.
And then from there, you just go up and down every part of your body, shifting the attention while meditating. And so what that does is it extracts all your body's traumas throughout your lifetime have been stored in your body and different sensations. So you just think of it as like extracting it. So there's a technique. Let's say hypothetically, you're a scientist, you need a piece of metal, like you're going to space or something. So the metal has to be 100% pure. So what you would do is you use magnets to extract the impurities of the metal. So that's what you're doing over and over again through your body. And so it's a gnarly thing, dude. So you're just doing it for so long. You're just sitting meditating for 12 hours a day. All this trauma just comes back to the surface. It's a group of good people. What I gain from that is I just generally want everyone to be happy. So I'm just sending out love throughout the whole world every day. It's a practice I keep. Like every day I meditate at like 4 a.m. That's how I personally start my day. I wake up, meditate. It starts the day on incredibly positive. I'm just like, yay. I do my scans. So then you end the meditation just by gathering the energy in your head and then just wishing everyone the best throughout the world. So that's how you close every meditation. And the cool thing is, since the universe is, I view it as a reflection of your inner mind. Since I'm projecting love and happiness towards everyone, my life actually turns out to be pretty sweet. So that's nice. That's nice. But
So
yeah,
it's kind
dude,
of giving back to the universe.
correct. It's just like I just want everyone to do well. It's a cool experience. The group, the type of people who attend this are actually pretty interesting as well because it's like you'll get like I met this one of my friends there. He's like he makes 5K a month and he just travels the world like climbing stuff. But then you'll get like the retired CEO from India who's also there. Like the thing is like everyone's equal. Everyone's equal there. So everyone's wishing everyone the best. It's like and when you're around that good energy, it becomes contagious. So we think, and then I got my dad to go, so he just come back. It's been fantastic for him as well. I'll probably message you the link after, and if you want to actually if you want to share it in the show notes, I think it's a cool thing.
Hey, I totally agree. That
Yeah.
sounds good. I'm
It's
just
free
too.
too. It's free too. But each individual center is self-funded, meaning
Mhm.
they only accept donations from previous students. So if I went, and I do donate to them obviously because they provided insane amounts of value to me. So obviously I donate. But if you wanted to donate, you couldn't because you're not a student, and they don't take any money from the centralized, like from the central entity. So it's all self-funded. So the Joshua Tree meditation retreat, I can't donate to the Chicago one. You wouldn't be able to donate to the Joshua Tree one since you didn't go there. And so they're just continuously running it. It's all run on good faith. I mean, like all the money that they collect is from previous students who found value. The food and the meals, everything is provided for the student by previous students. So like it's called Dharma service. Like so eventually I'm gonna come back and instead of being part of the meditation section, I'm gonna be part of the service section where it's like you cook all the food, you help with the cleanup, you set everything up. And in terms to wrap this back into business, like the way this guy scaled it, it's plenty of lessons in terms of business scalability. Like for example, I could drop you off at the meditation retreat, like in one, like let's say I pick you up, I'm like, hey, go to this. I'd be like, hey, I drop you off, leave you without any context clues. I drop you off the service. It's so well run and organized, meaning like directions are so clear. You could be able to hop in and be a server, prepare all the meals, all the ingredients, everything's there for you with zero preparation.
That's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's
Like that.
cool.
I like that. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my.
the logic behind that is all your all the misery in the world is coming from either cravings or aversions. So if you're craving something that generates misery, and like a tree, it spreads. And if you're avoiding something, it generates more misery. So like for example, like think about every time you really crave something, it's like I want $1,000, and then I want 2,000. So just like rapid spirals, and from there you're generating negativity, which I think we talked about this earlier. It spreads, but if you can extract the root, and obviously I'm 30 years old. This is my first time doing it. Like the roots, they're deep, so it takes a while. It takes time. It takes a lot of hard work to extract that. But once you extract the root, you become a generator of positivity versus negativity, which then spreads. So hopefully this trend catches on and people around the world become more conscious. And like we talked about earlier, despite what social media is showing, so for example, oh, again, it's not tangent, but like I look at everything in terms of vibration. So every emotion is a certain vibrational frequency. Like for example, like the Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, they were at 1,000. So 0 to 1,000. Like anger, pride, prejudice type of stuff, those are below 200. So, but when you're between like 150 and 250, so like anger is in there, prejudice is in there, fear is in there, that's when people are most likely to be programmed. So that's when people are most reactive. So if you look at all social media, why do you think that the powers that be are pushing those levels of consciousness on the world? Because they want them reactive, they want them doing their things. Whereas
Yes.
once you reach the higher levels, like in the 500s or whatever, then you become the opposite of that. So you start pushing back against that, and you as a self become like a light that ignites other people. Thus that cycle is spreading. And the good thing is, the overall level of consciousness of humanity is it's slowly but surely going up. So we just passed the point of over 200. So for the first time, and it's a scale. Like for example, one person in the 500s, he has like the weight of someone like a lot of people in the lower 200s, but it's slowly but surely rising. And I think based on our previous conversation earlier, like the kids, like in the bus, like it's getting better. Powers that be don't want that. They're fighting back, so they're pushing negativity like crazy. But I think as a human race, I think we got this.
I think so too. I totally agree with you on that. I mean, there are too many there's too many things staring us literally right in front of our faces every day that proves that the world is evolving and a lot of changes are coming about. And there are so many things that are no longer being stereotypical, but now they're becoming the norm. Like, take, for example, gentrification. I mean, we talked about the gentrification thing before, and when you look at it, it's becoming the norm. There's so many different television shows, so many people out in real life. There's people pretty much anywhere and everywhere you go, and any and everything that you're watching or seeing or listening to, where you see it, you can't help but to notice that type of change.
Yeah, no, honestly, dude, it's a great thing. Like think about like 1,000 years ago. I'm Filipino, you're black. There'd be zero chance that we'd interact. Yeah, we're in the same. Like I'd be in the Philippines, you'd be in. I'm not sure where you're from, but you'd be wherever you're from. We
Yeah.
wouldn't even know that we existed. Yeah, we're having this conversation now, and then
Mhm.
who knows who's going to tune in this conversation? And it's like,
Exactly.
because I mean, in the end, we're all the same. I view consciousness as like think of the sun. It's like we're each the same, like the sun rays. Yes, the ray of the sun is
Mhm.
technically the sun, but it's not the sun. So we're
Yes.
each different rays from the same source. So there's no point to hate on anyone because it's like the sun doesn't hate on itself. That's foolish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's right there staring us in the face every day saying, "Hey, good morning." And then you get the moon saying, "Hey, good night," or good start of your particular day, because you never know who's starting their day at night. So
Exactly. Oh, dude, at the meditation retreat, the dreams are gnarly. So the dream, like, because it's in the location itself is in a sacred place, meaning it's where the Indians. I feel like Indians always knew what's up since they're in tune with nature. It's where the meditation retreat is held in the place that they considered peacetime. So in that specific area, they
Mhm.
didn't like they didn't fight each other. So
No.
that's the peace area. So that's where it was held. It's like dude, you can see some because in the meditation retreat, there's only three things you can do. There's a dining hall, you have your room, which is nice, by the way. Like you have the AC, it's not like you have your own room, it's chill. And the meditation also, there's that, and you have a walking trail. That's all you have to do for 10 full days. So you just lie at night, just look at the stars, and just like I saw thousands of shooting stars. But then you kind of like, you see like animals and you see like kind of ghost type stuff, and just like, oh, this is gnarly. And then your dreams are super vivid.
Ooh, you can't beat that. I thought I turned my do not disturb on. Yeah, oh my goodness, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. Cause I mean, seeing shooting stars. I've seen shooting stars throughout my lifetime. I mean, I'm 52,
Yeah.
and I've seen a bunch of shooting stars throughout my lifetime, and I really like seeing that. I really like seeing anything that's um, astrological, um, seeing anything that's dealing with the cosmos, and I love dabbling into things that are um, pertaining to various types of chakras or energy and things of that nature
Oh,
because it's calm.
no, no, like the energy chakras, I 100% view them as a real thing. If you go back to the vibrational scale, so if anyone looks at the vibrational scale of consciousness, there's a very clear chart that shows each level, but each one interacts with a specific chakra. So as you go higher and higher up the conscious level, more and more of your chakras are getting activated, and some crazy stuff starts happening. Like everything just starts working for you. People are like friendly to you, like little shit. Like I'm like before I did this, like people just approach me at the gym and say what's up. I'm like, I don't know, but what's up? Have a nice day, type of thing. Like it's like the universe is smiling on you because you're raising the conscious of yourself. Because the best thing, the way I view it is like there's two goals everyone has. The first purpose is like the outer purpose, and for me, it's to onboard people to Web3 as much as possible. Because I view it as a good thing. So if that does work, if ShopX does work, and it will, it's like I'll be financially successful because I provide a value. That is what it is. Who cares? As long as you have enough to survive, that's honestly all you need. But the inner purpose for so like, and I'm sure your outer purpose is it's your outer purpose. I don't know what it is, but you know. But the inner purpose for everyone is the same, and I view it as more important than the outer purpose. And the inner purpose is to raise your own level of consciousness
Mhm.
because that just positively benefits everyone around you. So the higher I go, the more the people around me go. So it's like a win-win-win.
Yes, yes. Well, my outer purpose is to actually be contagious. And I mean that in a format in which to spread the type of positivity that so many people see it, feel it, and want to be around it, that they start to actually exemplify that within themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. Lead by example, and from like our initial conversation, which honestly dude, was pretty sweet. I could tell like this is a happy dude. I like talking to them because you can tell. You could. I think people have a sixth sense when you can tell when someone's being shady. It's like, you don't talk to them, but you can also tell when someone's being good. It's like, I don't know why, but I like this. I like this guy, and it goes back to the level of vibration. Like Tesla said, if you want to
Yeah,
know the secrets of the universe, do everything in terms of frequency, energy, and vibration. So you can tell when someone's high vibe. It's just like the people you like. You can tell when a book is high vibe because it's
yeah.
like for example, the Bible's it resonates at like around the 700s. So you
Mhm.
can tell, and that goes into our authenticity thing, where it's like for those listeners, we had a previous conversation about like
Mhm.
if I copy something and I write something my own and read it in the exact same tonality, and a machine couldn't even be able to pick it up,
Exactly.
people can tell it's fake or not. And the reason is because me as the writer,
Mhm.
my energy goes into what I write. So if I just copy like, and this is the main problem I see with ChatGPT. It's like I can tell when something is just ChatGPT. I'm like, you didn't even care about this. I'm not going to read it. But I can tell again when someone's like, okay, you actually wrote this, and it
Yeah.
may be worse grammatically. It may be like typos and stuff. I was like, at least you wrote it. I could tell you. And it's like, and again, it goes back to the concept of like a copy of the Mona Lisa versus the Mona Lisa itself. They're
Yes.
exactly the same. Why does someone like it better? It's because
Exactly.
someone's like heart and soul went into that painting, hence its effect. Whereas like I'm sure computers now can create an exact copy. It's like, well,
That's how I am. I like to put my heart and soul into all of my poetry, all of my works, everything. I refuse to take it to any other level unless that level is going to accelerate to something higher. If it's going to be anything less, because I like when I'm putting my work out there, I love for people to be able to feel the algorithms that's actually coming from that, the vibes of the algorithms that's coming from it. Because if they can feel that just off of reading the things that I'm writing, that's a beautiful thing. That's a
on
beautiful.
and you're right about the algorithms portions, meaning like the certain syllables, the certain patterns of your rhythm, the frequency of your voice.
Yeah,
It's all an algorithm. So the Atlanteans did this extremely well. It's like they had something called sacred geometry, where everything had a purpose, like in their architecture too, the way they look at it. So like
yeah,
look at a beautiful old church or anything like that, and you can feel it. The reason is the geometrical shapes and the patterns and the voice and all of that. So you can feel that stuff. And
Mhm.
since we're all I view as I mean we're all being subliminally programmed, might as well use the algorithms to program ourselves into something good versus something like
Exactly.
I'd rather have me or or I'd rather myself program myself versus the versus like the government or just something that there's like at least yeah
I don't need to be programmed.
yeah
Just just
yeah.
turn off that thought from your head when you call yourself trying to program me. Just
Have you ever have you ever checked out something called binaural beats?
Yes, I sure
Yeah,
have.
I,
Yes,
li-
I
I,
have.
li- I like those.
Oh, I love them. I love them. There's some that I like to see on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I was also still in the process of learning actually how to make those beats
Ooh.
because I wanna be able to put some things out there because I feel like because of my vibe, I think that my vibe can be shared through those beats with other people, and that in turn would help people to elevate to other levels in their lives. I mean, I'm all about the elevation, the innovation, the growth. I'm all about those things. And I just want to see other people do the same thing.
It's same here, and dude, you're 100% right. I think you should create the binaural beats because it's gonna be specific to you, and those who are drawn to it are those who are meant to be drawn to it. So, like, whoever's meant to listen to it will listen to it. And I think it will be helpful. Yeah, binaural beats are pretty sweet. And if you guys listeners want to uh, for the listeners, since I always forget to include them, but it's like what it is, it's a set frequency on your headphones. So just kind of if you want to be like 432, like that's a healing frequency. There's so different frequencies for different purposes. So you just plug it in, listen. I personally like to so I think meditation is done best within 30 minutes when you wake up and 30 minutes when you go to sleep because that's when the gateway to the subconscious is most open. So if you're looking into meditation right as you get up, I like to throw on some beats, program and some positivity, and just go into my day. It's like yay, gym time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, sometimes I just like to, I'll just, because where I am is so quiet. So sometimes I just like to just go right into it, even before I go to the restroom, because I'm pretty much challenging myself. Because sometimes, yeah, when you first wake up, you got to run to the restroom. But instead of me going to the restroom, I challenge myself and just go into a meditation. And when I do that, for some reason, it kind of like doesn't feel like I have to go so badly anymore.
Because theoretically, you don't. I mean, for me, like I guess for most people, like going to the restroom right as you wake up, it's just a habit that you can beat. And same with like checking your phone. Like I think most people, like I think like 95% of people, the first thing they do is check your phone. So I like to meditate before that to break that habit and then just remain connected to the subconscious. And
Yeah,
then from there, I just start playing stuff in my head. It's like I'll sit in the meditation till I feel infinite. I was like, okay, all my Zoom calls are going to go well. Fantastic. I'm going to go to the gym, have a good workout. Fantastic. And the nice thing about that is when you like role play in your brain,
yes,
it's more of like it's more of a quantum things, meaning like there's an infinite number of possibilities right now in the infinite moment. And if you align with one specific thing, so if you don't want something, it's going to happen. But if you really, if like for example, if you just act a certain way, like at the version of you want to be, like time collapses into that specific thing. So it's a good way to set in the term is setting intention. So like I go into my meditation, setting the day of like I'm gonna add a tremendous amount of value, I'm gonna spread some positivity, and I'm gonna interact, and then you break it down to smaller tasks from there.
yes, yes, indeed. I totally agree with you. And those smaller tasks become really, really big after you've done them so many times, and then it becomes second nature. I mean,
Yeah.
and yeah, this is when you can do something so well or so much that it becomes second nature. That's a beautiful thing to
Yeah,
me.
that's a habit. And of course there's good habits, there's bad habits. I like to just double down the good habits and whichever habit, like for example, like drinking or whatever, something like that. It's a habit that doesn't serve you. And that there's certain people it just has to go. I wish them the best, but gotta
I
go.
agree. Yeah, I don't. That's one thing I've never been able to get into is those types of habits. The drinking, smoking, drug abuse. I've never seen any purpose in getting involved in that. I mean, just the involvement alone, because I feel like it takes a lot out of you to just even think about, hey, let me try this. That's a thought process that I just don't want to waste my energy on. So let me try it. I don't want to try it. I don't want to even think about it. I just want to live my life on a totally different plane from those who feel like that's their way of um, elevating their lives or changing something negative about themselves or forgetting these negative attributes or negative things that's happened to you. That to me, I don't see how you're forgetting anything. I see more of you're just putting it on pause for maybe 30 minutes or an hour or so. And then when it comes back, you feel worse than what you
Yeah.
did.
No, dude. And I, I think I got why you do it. And the way I look at drinking and smoking is I view everything in terms of energy. So when you drink, you're borrowing energy from the future to use it now, and you pay that energy back with interest. So that's why I'm like, if I were to drink today, my workouts won't be as good tomorrow. And the reason people drink is it always goes back to vibration. So the resonance frequency of alcohol is around 200. The resonance frequency of marijuana is around 250. So if you're below and I think you're higher than that. Again, dude, I'll send you the links after. But so if you're below 250 or 200, then drinking obviously feels good because it's raising your vibration, and then obviously the collapse comes later. But if you're above those levels, then you're just like, why am I drinking? I just feel worse. Like, yeah, it doesn't compute.
That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting for I mean for those of you out there who are paying attention, please by all means make sure you're looking into these things as well. Because this information is very valid and it's valuable to everybody. Because there's no person that's too big or too small for this type of information.
And don't trust us stuff. Find out for yourself. That's the best way to do it.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
please find out for yourself. I or anyone, one individual in this world does not have all the answers, but you can find those answers through research.
Sure. But it's also, I think it's also important to know we all of us have all the answers available to us. We just have to gain access to them. So it's something called the Akashic Records, which is what's in the Akashic Records is obviously I have no proof of that, but I believe it's every thought, everything. It's everything that's happened in the past, everything that's happened in the present, and everything that's happening in the future, all in one place. And I view that as like part of the source energy type of thing.
Yes.
So like there's a version of you that has all the answers. So just jump in and be it. Although that probably does make sense, but it is what it is.
That's so true. Well, we're getting really close to our time, so do us all a favor and please, because I feel like you got a good one. So I'm ready for you. Give us something motivational to take us out.
I got this. The best advice I can give to anyone is just be your authentic self. In terms of authenticity, you're number one in the world. No one can beat you at that. So I'm the number one Eric. You're the number one Yilo. And if you're authentic, you're number one in the world. And I think it's your responsibility to be authentic, because your authenticity will inspire others to be authentic, thus raising everyone's consciousness level. Yeah, so just be you.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I told you I feel like you had a good one.
Yeah, this is fun. I enjoy this a lot.
I like that. I like that
Yeah.
definitely. Because there's nothing better than authenticity. Nothing in this world. To me, there's nothing better than authenticity. If you're not being real with yourself, then how do you expect to be real with anybody else?
Correct. Yeah.
So also let us know, where can we reach you? Where are some of the places we can reach you and check out some of your works?
Yeah, so we'll have these in the show notes, but the best place to reach me would be our ShopX website is shopx.co. Our Twitter and Instagram are ShopX Labs. If you're interested in the Web3 portion, I would just check out the Labs Twitter, join the Discord and ask our community what they think of us. Because if I give you an answer, I'm obviously a bit biased, but the community is straight shooters. They will tell you what they actually think of the project, which is more valuable than me. So again, yeah, check out those Twitters. My personal Instagram is Eric D. McHugh, and my Twitter is Eric McHugh0. I'm always happy to discuss anything consciousness wise, AI wise, or Web3 wise. So if we just chat, just shoot me a DM.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Eric, it has definitely been a pleasure, man. You're one awesome gentleman.
That's
I
you.
appreciate you checking out YTP Entertainment. We are definitely looking forward to being able to launch this and get this thing out there. You'll definitely be sent 2 links to this particular podcast right here. And your information is very impeccable and always important. Something that I strive to do in my podcast is to make sure that our audience is not just mine, but our audience is getting the best information possible. So thank you so much, my brother. I greatly appreciate you, man.
Thank you too, man. It was a blessing to actually meet you. I'm glad this happened. You're fantastic, and I'm wishing you and your listeners nothing but the best.
Thank you so much, man. And the same here, no doubt. So, my friend Eric, peace and blessings, my friend.
Mark the messenger. Peace and blessings. He's a good dude too. Check him out.